Shrug it off. Take it out on your kids later. Do you think I want to be with your mum? I had the world.
But make sure to do it after a few drinks so you can blame it on that.
I've got an anti-cruise charity. I think they're awful for the environment. I've called it Stop the Boats. I'm getting a lot of interest, I'll tell you that. At the same time, I think sometimes it's all right to protect your mental health.
No. Hello and welcome to Francis Foster Sorts Your Life Out, the show where I and a guest indeed sort your life out. Now, it's good to remember that I'm not a physiotherapist, psychotherapist, aquatherapist, whatever. I don't even know what that is, if that's a thing. But that's what we do here. So submit your questions and we will do our best to sort them out. Every week I bring on a brilliant guest who is an expert in his field. This is another expert. It's Ali Woods, and he is going to come in and he's going to sort every single one of your problems out. Ali, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. When you started that intro, I thought you were going to introduce someone else. I thought I was on. Every week I bring on a... You know when they do that thing? Every week I bring on a brilliant guest, but for this week we've got something a little different. I brought on a genuine moron, Ali Woods.
Mate, I've had some absolute... Mate, I've had Louis Schaefer on this show.
Oh my God.
You can't be...
I used to go see him back in the... Before I started doing stand-up, I'm not recommending him. He had this joke about his balls hitting his partner in the face while he was doing doggy style because they were so low now. I still remember it to his day. I watched him do that joke about 3 times. I thought it was the funniest thing.
Really?
I haven't seen him for about a decade now.
Yeah, I mean, Louis is hilarious, but deeply unwell. But apart from that, Ali...
The ball-hitting face guy? No, come on. Come on, liven up.
How have you been?
I've been really good, man. I can't complain too much. I'm back in love again.
You're back in love?
Back in love, mate. Oh, for my sins. She's great, man. She's arriving any day now. I've ordered her, and it's coming. That's great. She's great, and that's a nice personal thing. I've also career-wise, I've done my first UK tour. Got a special that will be coming out.
All right, mate. Chill out. Jesus Christ. You're not...
We call it Hackney Empire. That was sick. You know, just pump along with the videos. Finally get some traction on YouTube. I'm not quite at your level yet, but finally getting some subscribers. So thank you so much to everyone who subscribed. I've been Ali Woods. Hope you have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye. Am I done now?
I tell you what. Fame has changed you.
Fame has changed me.
Yeah, yes.
I've always been a prick. I will not have these defamations going on Francis's podcast.
No.
This doesn't go out, does it?
Well, when I first met you, you had the humble air of a virgin. And now what is this person?
What do you think's changed, Francis? Fuck now.
Of course.
Yeah, but also I think I am nice, but now we're mates, so I can just be myself.
Yeah, I don't like that, mate. I liked it when you were a helper at a comedy club I was working at.
I'm always polite with people, man. But podcasts change. When you put a mic in front of someone, especially a bloke, it changes them, innit?
It does.
You'll know all about that.
Yeah, exactly. Let's clip you up. Come on, say incendiary things to the camera, please.
Yeah, boy.
Marvellous. What was that you said about trans people?
I was going to say, this as non-binary is a myth. Anyway, let's move on.
I stand by it. Anyway, we've got people who have messaged in with their problems and questions and queries. Are you good at actually helping people, Ali?
You know what? This is going to surprise you. I think I'm very wise. Why are you laughing? I think when people think of Ali Woods, they go wisdomous.
Wisdomous. Look, I don't think anybody who's very wise would ever describe themselves as being very wise.
Yeah, because they're idiots. Because they're not wise enough to realise.
Yeah.
I think my thing with helping people is not a good listener first off the bat. So I'm kind of half listening to what their problem is.
Yeah.
And I like throwing solutions their way, but also I will distance myself as soon as it doesn't go well. Yeah. And I favour the chaos. So if someone's like, should I ask them out or not? I just ask them out because I want to see what happens.
Yeah. That is true. So, and also, what is the worst that could happen if you ask someone out? I mean, apart from if she has like a really hard boyfriend who then wants to, he's a psychopath and then wants to track you down.
Yeah, but if they said that to me, I'd be like, yeah, but love wins. At the end of the day, man, he'll understand. Go do it. Film it. I want to be there.
Yeah.
That's what I love, man. Yeah, you should ask them out. Whoever you're thinking of asking out right now, ask them out. Don't worry about HR. You go for it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What's the worst that there's lots that could happen. But do you know what? Eventually it will imagine you got fired for asking out a girl.
But I think you probably can though, can't you? Like if someone asks out someone in a workplace and it was deemed inappropriate enough, depends how you do it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
If you wrote, "Will you date me on your cock?" then that's probably not the best way to do it. But maybe on email.
I'm glad you went straight to your cock.
I always do.
Yes.
Someone's got to bring it up.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. Right. We done?
Yeah, there's too much confidence here. We need to, all of these Instagram followers that you've now got, all of these brand endorsement deals.
Shout out the little woodies. Shout out the little woodies, baby. But it's never enough, though, as you know. It's never enough. You can't be happy by how many followers and all that you got, because it's never enough. You've got to be happy with what you're doing.
No, that's bullshit. Having money makes you happier.
That is true.
And anybody who says that it isn't is a fucking liar. That is because I've been skint. I've been so skint. I've been on
just like it.
It's Paul Smith. It's fucking
Paul Smith. Is that who you got it off? Your mate. He's from Paul Smith, this. He has a van down in Wembley.
He is, and he does great clobber. But genuinely, like, if you're one of those people who's like, money doesn't make you happy, you're a
Makes you happier though, but you will then feel lonely if you had money and nothing else, like no love in your life, no friends, no ambitions. It wouldn't be enough to make you happy.
No,
it makes you happier.
But that's the same with everything.
No, I think though, if you have people around you that care about you and you have the best time with, and you're just sharing your lives with each other, I think that's happiness. I think that's great.
I think that's gay.
Can be. Hey, if you want to get two dicks out and ask each other out, then that's fine by me. Just going for your American audience there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they've just switched off. All six of them.
Welcome to Ali and Francis.
Ali. Well, you've just...
Are these on yet?
Yeah, they are on,
good.
mate.
Oh,
and no one's watching anymore. But anyway, first question. Let's get this up. Let's see what it is. Dear Francis, I don't like volunteering. People act like giving your time should be fulfilling, but I find it draining and tedious. Does this make me selfish, or is it okay to admit that charity isn't for everyone?
Welcome to your audience. So, yeah. First thing, I don't like volunteering. Okay. So I thought that was going to be that they did volunteer and they didn't like it was long, because volunteering is long. But it's actually they don't like the concept. They don't like the concept of doing it.
I have a fiercely capitalist audience, Ali.
I can imagine, mate. And to be fair, that's where the money is.
Yeah.
My hippies that follow me, I'm sending you vibes. Patreon, subscribe. So,
I mean, that's fine. Yeah, that's a problem with people like, I'm sending you vibes. Vibes never paid for shit.
No. But they might when you have some friends over, some good vibes. You've never needed it.
No.
Francis, you always good vibes. When I used to work down at Angel and you'd be emceeing, you always a friendly face.
Was I?
Yeah. But then you were happiest when after the show we were complaining about stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So that was
yeah, when I was going, he was mentally ill.
Yeah. The new material night, that was the best. The debrief after a new material night where you just watch 12 No, that's not fair. It's 12 people. I'd say probably half were mentally ill.
Yes.
And then there was a quarter that were terrible at comedy, but nice people. And then there was a quarter that could do something.
Yeah.
That was generally it. But you lived for the half. Especially in the early days. Everyone does comedy now. Like it's like football. Like there's such great talent playing in like League One or Championship level. But back then there were fewer people in 2015-16, fewer people doing comedy. So someone could just get up should have had a straitjacket on and just start going about like, I got scorpions in my mind. And Angel was such a nice guy. I was like, I liked him. I thought he had made some good points.
Yeah, I remember once, my favourite ever. So that for context, I used to run a new act, new material night, open mic. It was, I think I comfortably say, I think it was the best of its sort in London.
Yeah, it was great. It was the one you wanted to get onto when you started comedy.
Yeah, and it was always full. There was always like 70 people in. It was great. And there was my favourite ever comedian was a guy who came on and he was huge. He looked like he'd been on testosterone and the gym, and that's all he did. No, this guy was like muscle upon muscle upon muscle.
Like me, yeah.
Shaved head, outrageously tight T-shirt. And all he did was 5 minutes of pedo jokes. And the punchline was, and then I f***ed this kid. And then the first joke got a like, of politeness. About 3.5 minutes in, when the audience realised what was happening, and they were like, oh God, the only person who was laughing was me. And I was so happy. I was so happy. I was clapping and laughing. It was wonderful. I still remember some of the punchlines from those acts.
Man, are you in it? They stay in your head. There's precious memories and things who've loved me have said to me in my life that I've completely forgotten. But some of the terrible punchlines that I've watched 3 times, I will remember for the rest of my life, man.
What's your favourite punchline?
So there was one. It was this. Where was he from? So it was from near Australia. It's like Polynesian, something like that, maybe. And he had this bit about. So I've read in the news that they're now teaching comedy to inmates in prison to try and help them and stop violence. Yeah, that's gonna work. I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out with a punchline. I saw him do that joke 8 times. Never changed it. Never got a laugh.
That's bad. My favourite punchline. I can't remember the setup because the punchline was so beautiful. This guy did 7.5 minutes at a new act competition. And
classic. The ones who do the worst do the longest.
Yeah. And his final punchline to his set, which had silence, was like a marinated vagina.
Where's my pen, man? I'm doing a new material night tonight, man. I'm going to use that. I'm going to work backwards from that. You found gold?
Yeah.
You found gold, Francis? You work backwards from that. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And that's the thing as well, because it's like their first gigs as well. So it's not like they're getting edgy, they're getting dark. That's what they open with.
Yeah. And he clearly, I just imagine like him in his bedroom when he was writing that, he just went, that's it.
Licking his fingers. The marinade. He's thinking in his head, he's like, okay, I'll say vagina, hit it, wait for the applause, die down.
Yeah.
Guys, sit down. There's other acts on.
Yeah.
Say it again, okay. Everyone's coming in, marinated vagina. You're a marinated vagina guy? Man, you fucking rock, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Then the t-shirts would start selling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then,
MV Club.
Exactly. Then he'd start bringing out the sauces. You know, the possibilities are limitless.
It's like reverse lube. It's like put it on 12 hours before sex and they get there.
Yeah, mate, awful. But anyway, what should this person do? And it's quite clearly a man. There's no way a woman would say this. So what should he do?
It's some bloke who's never volunteered and will never volunteer, but is still angry that the concept of it is out there. So I think this does make you selfish, by the way. I think there is a case where... So I think charities are symptomatic of a failing society. So I think that is absolutely true. So I don't think... Like, I hate... We get it. Like, you know, you see these fundraisers where you get, like, super rich people and then everyone's patting themselves on the back and we have to do gigs sometimes to people where they're like, look how much money we raised for charity. But
I don't get invited to them anymore, mate, believe it or not. Those days of being invited to them have long gone, my friend.
What charities are you getting invited to, man? The free speech charities, mate. Don't worry about you. Don't worry.
Actually, I did get invited. That was the only charity gig I got to play for the free speech fundraiser for the Free Speech Union.
I bet, man. I bet it went down like a storm.
Yeah. No, do you know what? To those people, I'm kind of this weird liberal cuck.
That's funny you say that.
Yeah.
Because we haven't hung out recently, but when we used to hang out, that sounds sad, but you know, I think we both thrived. But you are in this space, but you feel like on the left of it. You are
absolutely.
well left.
Yeah.
Because you always seem like that, like those sort of opinions. So yeah, I can imagine to those people, you're like there. Oh my God, we've got like a woke with us. We've got like a proper woke here. How did it go down the gig?
It was all right. They were nice. They were nice people. But yeah, they were, you know, they want like go on in. Tell us about the pathetic little snowflakes.
Yeah. That's my job.
It is.
You should have brought me out.
Yeah, I just wheeled you out.
Look at him. Yeah. Look at him. He's got fucking mousse in his hair.
Yeah.
Which I have.
Yeah. So there you go. Very nice.
So I do think this...
Yeah, so basically, what do we do? That's Jack going, come on, move on.
Okay, right, okay. So what you should do is, I think you don't need to volunteer, and if other people are volunteering, just accept that's cool. I think, what do you think you should do? Do
you know the worst one? Do you remember, did you ever do these, like, and you must have done, and you must still do them, because you kind of feel, you know, because you pretend you're left-wing, so, you know, it makes it more...
I'm super left-wing, mate.
No, you're not. I know how much
I'm left-wing like Stalin.
That my audience were actually very much like that joke. I think. Yeah.
What
Your
you saying?
audience-
That's surprised. What you
Your audience, on the other hand, maybe not. But
My
anyway,
audience don't listen to podcasts, mate. They are thick people. I'll tell you that. Any longer than 12 seconds. Like, what's a documentary I'm watching here, dude?
but this is it. We've all done charity gigs where we're like, do you know what? I would rather have just given you the money than have me waste my evening on this. Do you know what I mean? And they're well-meaning people and they're very nice, and they set up this gig and it's diabolical.
Charity
And-
audiences can be horrible because
Yeah.
also sometimes they think I've donated, so I'm a good person, so I'm just going to act like a prick.
Yeah.
Because I'm so sure that I'm a good person.
Yeah, and then my problem was, and then my anger kicked in, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking go in on you.
But they like that.
No,
Oh, okay. Sometimes at the corporates they love that, but not the charity ones, baby.
no, they got upset. So that's what you think. I agree with you. I think just be honest. If you don't like doing charitable stuff, don't do it. Don't volunteer if you don't want to do it. It's too short. Just bung. If you got a bit of money because you're my audience, so you've obviously you're on the right, and so you're minted. Just bung the charity that you want, a few quid. You know, stop the boats. Good charity. You know, they do great work.
That's one preventing people going on cruises, right?
Yeah.
Anti-cruise.
Yeah.
I've got an anti-cruise charity. I think they're awful for the environment. I've called it Stop the Boats. I'm getting a lot of interest. I'll tell you that. A lot of interest.
Do you know, I was thinking of doing a sketch about like a right-wing comedian gets booked to do what's it called, like a cruise. I f***ed it. Anyway, basically it's him doing a set on one of those boats that go across the channel with migrant boats.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Trying to keep them up. Go on.
Yeah.
Keep the laughter going.
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
But yeah, so there we go. Anyway, don't do it. Just be honest. You're a c***. It's fine. It's why you listen to this. Anyway, next. Dear Francis, I can't stand small talk. You see, these are my people.
This is so your ground, dude. Autistic people who hate the rest of the world.
Yeah.
This is the Francis people. I just f***ing wake up and I f***ing hate everyone. Yeah? Why is everyone f***ing living? All right, they f***ing warm me up. I'll tell you that.
Do you know, I did a gig in it was at a free speech event, of course it was, in America, right?
Yeah.
And one of the biggest laughs on my set was like, delighted to be here. I haven't seen this amount of autistic people in the room since I was a special needs teacher.
Fantastic.
The roof came off. They loved it.
They loved it. Yeah. They almost looked you in the eye.
Yeah.
How good it was.
Yeah, they were like,
Just kind of doing the my heart goes out to you. How on a real talk, just brief from this, like, did you have were you close to ever getting an invite or anything to any of the political stuff, like from the election?
I got an invite to the final MAGA rally in New York.
Did you go?
Yeah,
How was it?
fucking incredible.
Really? Yeah, that must have been crazy atmosphere, right?
Yeah, it was in Madison Square Garden.
Wow. In New York as well. That's like I guess that's where his hotels are and stuff. But like, obviously, that's a place that's gonna vote the other way. To do it there is like quite big.
But this is what was interesting. So that was actually the event. Tony Hinchcliffe opened the show, which he then ended up nearly getting cancelled.
Where that's clipped from? Wow.
I was
What was it
there.
like in the room?
It was, to be honest. So he came out, he did his set. The room at this point was half empty. People were still streaming in because I didn't realise this. It lasted for about 6-7 hours.
Wow. What, constantly people talking, there's no like break? It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
person after person comes up. Or...
It's person after person after person after person. So off the top of my head...
We don't have that enthusiasm, do we? The American enthusiasm they have. They're like, only 6 hours?
Mate,
I was there for half an hour.
But this is the thing, you know, you go to a political rally in this country, it's boring. It's basically some virgin up for the front going, we need to change this. Of either left, right, or centre. This was fucking incredible. Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, did he rip his shirt?
I mean, he's old now, so he was struggling a bit. He was like, "Argh!" And he did a speech. None of it made sense. Went down a fucking storm.
Yeah, I bet.
You had Tulsi Gabbard, you had RFK Jr., you had Elon, you had Donald Trump.
Have you met Elon Musk?
No, I've never met Muskie.
Okay.
That's what I call him.
Coming on Trig, him, the Musky boy.
Muskie.
Coming on Trig.
Yeah, well, we're going to make it happen.
We'll see.
Yeah.
He'll come on now.
Yeah, he'll watch it. He loves a bit of this.
Does he?
Yeah, I mean,
Didn't think so.
do you know what? He watches Trig.
I bet he does.
Yeah, he loves it.
Who doesn't nowadays?
Yeah, exactly. There's quite a few people in the comedy industry who don't, mate.
Yeah, true enough, yeah.
Yeah,
But
they-
I mean, they've got morals and stuff. So.
Yeah, they've got, not when it comes to women, particularly female comedians, then the morals kind of go out of the window.
Wait, you lost me. Female comedian? That is a joke, by the way.
No,
just
it's
in case you didn't get that.
Jack, can we clip that, please, mate?
It's a joke.
Let's put it out there. Let's put it on Instagram, and we need more people in the comedians in this space.
I want the audience who pays, right? My audience don't pay jack shit, all right? Getting this free content, okay? Let's get on it, all right? I'll get your audience. And I want these people who hate charity and don't want to talk to anyone. They are the people with money because they're not spending it on anything. What, are they spending it on dates? Come on.
No, don't spend it on women. They'll just go and waste it. They'll go and waste it. You want to invest. Think about gold. That's why practically every advertiser on Trig is just investments. Because we've got an audience of winners, mate.
Yeah, maybe.
Not maybe. It is. So, how does he deal with it? And it is a he.
Wait, you haven't read it out. You just read the first bit.
I can't. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I can't stand small talk. Dear Francis, I can't stand small talk. It feels pointless and insincere. But people act like it's a social necessity. Definitely autistic. Is there a way to connect with others without resorting to meaningless? Chatter. God bless you, but you are one neurodivergent motherfucker, my friend.
You said Elon Musk listens. Here he is.
Yeah.
Feels pointless and insincere. You do get people like this, though, and I don't know if it's necessarily autism, but I don't know if you have any friends who have, like, part of their personality is, I just don't do small talk. I just want a waste of time.
Oh, yeah.
And they always want to go deep really early. And I can be a bit like this. I'm terrible for that. But you can't just start every conversation with, how did your dad treat you when you were a kid? Like, that's not fair on everyone. As much as I try, it's my go-to on everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, are you good with small talk, Francis? Do you like it?
I'm all right. I'm a bit socially awkward, mate.
Yeah.
Didn't have to agree with that. But
No, I think that's why it's obvious, really. Isn't it? For someone who's got a podcast, you never enjoy chatting to people. This is how you do it. I'll do it if it's content. That's your thing. And then you go and relax.
Yeah, I do. Like, I like very select people. Then I can be, but just
be yourself.
But when you go to these,
say what you want.
Exactly. Because they need me to talk about them. It's a disgrace.
You say Francis sent me a list of words you can say on this podcast. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Do you know what I was going to call this podcast? And I decided not to.
What?
Because the Americans wouldn't
get
it. Yeah, I did.
That would be what an incredible title for a podcast. Francis Foster, the N-word. Just straight up out now on Spotify. Check it out. What are we going to call it?
I did. I actually got the first bit of content that I ever put up to Apple Podcasts. Was a podcast that I did with Nick Dixon called "White Guys Finish Last."
Wow.
And we got banned, and we didn't get banned.
Really?
That's incorrect. It got taken down for hate speech in 2017.
Wow.
So I was, just to let you know, I was a cunt when it was unfashionable.
Yeah, you were ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
You were ahead of the curve. What happened to Nick Dixon?
He's now a GB News.
Oh, he's on GB News.
Commentator.
Right. Because, he used to gig the Angel all the time as well, mate. He used to do gigs and stuff. I used to see him now and then, but I haven't seen him in ages.
There you go. Okay, so what does he do?
This is a guy, again, as you say, as a bloke, obviously, who I don't think he's having that many conversations. I think this is someone who's complaining about the chat they had with their postman one time this week. that's what I'm saying. I think you got to suck it up, dude. It's fine. I think what I do, I lean into the insincere.
Yeah.
I go, all right, really? Yeah, no way, okay. All right, I'll see you later, man. Play a character, get involved. Or you could be insane, like visually insane, first off the bat. So someone goes, are you all right, mate? How's it going? Just like that, just straight off the bat, and then they can't really do anything.
And then they just leave you alone.
Yeah. That would be great, man. If you're just like, excuse me, can I take this? Every time.
Every time.
Every single time.
Every single time. That's actually a good idea. Just to get... Because I'll be honest with you, I am now reaching the age where I'm like, do I really have to be having this social interaction?
Yeah. What are you, 45?
42. What do you
Looking
mean?
Looking good.
45.
I thought 45 was old. I was going older than, like, way older than I thought it would be, but 42 is quite surprising. You look very good for 42.
Thank you. Insincere. So
I wasn't even just straight up playing the character. Wow, you look great for 52. What do you do? What do you do in this situation?
What do? I just see as, you know what I do? I just see it as a necessary evil. I just do. I see it as a necessary evil, but also you're not losing anything. You play the game, you hit your talking points. It's like a political podcast. And you go, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of them. Goodbye.
Yeah. They have got to have a good strategy as well. I always say, I'm so sorry, but I did just hit an animal with my car, so I've got to go deal with that every time.
Really?
People don't question it.
No, they don't.
They go, oh God. And you go, yeah, I was pretty relaxed in this conversation considering what I'm dealing with up here.
Yeah. Either that, you're a
And then-
sociopath that
yeah.
feels no empathy for a dying animal.
Yeah. And then I go, are you hungry, by the way? Do you like squirrel?
Yeah. That would work in Austin.
It would. Howdy. I can't stand small talk. It feels pointless and insincere. Don't even know if that's Austin. That's just
That's not.
deep
That's just,
south.
that
Oh
is-
my. Dear Francis, I write to you from beyond the wall. Beyond the war.
beyond the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what do you reckon?
Oh, well, yeah, no, I agree. You just got to do it, got to suck it up and do it. Or you've got to just genuinely live like a hermit. I think you can, the good thing is you can always go, with these sort of things, you can always go big and people won't question it. Like, have you ever started talking to people with a different accent? Like with different accents to your own, but it's the first time you've met them and you
Yeah.
try a different accent? Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you question? Because that's the first time they've spoken to you. So you're like, you're not Scottish, but
Yeah.
they can't.
Yeah.
Even though they might know it's up, so you could just pretend you're mute
That
if
is
it's the
true.
first time.
Yeah.
You could go big. You could pretend you're mute, pretend you don't speak the language, and pretend you're deaf. You can do that. But if you're not willing to go big, you just have to suck it up.
Yeah.
There's no
that's true.
polite way of saying I don't do small talk. Otherwise, people just think you're a prick.
Autistic.
Or
Or a combination.
But
of-
nowadays, I mean, all these autistic people running the world. So there's no excuses for autistic people anymore. You know what I mean? Like you can't, like the richest guy in the world has what you have. Actually, you should be doing better.
Do you know every billionaire I've ever met is autistic?
So what's their excuse? You got to get, autism's not an excuse, it's a motivator. It's an excuse not being neurodivergent now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
There we go. You heard it here first. Let's see what else my audience.
He's scrolling through these, isn't he, man? Not messing about.
Yeah.
You know what? We're probably rushing towards the end. This is what happens at every podcast I'm ever invited to. They always finish the podcast and they always say, I think that was our longest podcast we've ever recorded.
No, Jack, as you can see, is very much of the Aryan Brotherhood. So he's all about timing and order, and everything has to finish at a certain point.
Man.
I mean, you couldn't find a more Aryan-looking man than Jack. I mean, the shaved head really tops it off.
Mate, it's incredible, man. I loved American History X. It was sick.
So yeah, it's more of a documentary for Jack. Anyway, and the documentary's a bit unfair. It's more kind of like,
Aspirational.
No, he watches it in the morning, gets him up.
Yeah,
Gets him out of
like
bed.
people listen to motivational songs.
Yeah.
It's American History X on.
Yeah, like people listen to Lose Yourself by Eminem or listen to Tony Robbins. Jack just watches American History X.
It's on big screen. Yeah,
Big screen.
yeah.
There you go. Tats out.
My heart goes out to you.
Do you know, we went to America with Jack. Jack is a very talented videographer. Mm-hmm. And
Well, you can tell.
yeah, but the highlight of the trip for him was this gentleman of color jumped into our garden at night, and Jack got to chase him out. I've never seen him look happier.
Wow. It was like an innate thing. It was
Yeah.
like an ancestral thing that
Yeah.
just came over him.
Yeah, it's like, have you ever seen those like wildlife documentaries where you watch an eagle fly for the first time?
Yeah.
It was like that, mate.
What was this dude doing?
It's appropriate actually as an eagle because that was the insignia of Nazi Germany. Anyway,
Yeah.
no, he was just basically a crackhead.
Oh, really?
He had a fight outside and then jumped over the garden.
And then he had a fight there as well. I'll tell you that when Jack got rid of him.
No, Jack came out. I'll be honest with you. I was delighted because I was asleep, but I'm also a pussy.
Yeah, fair.
Anyway, so dear Francis, I'm feeling like I'm losing my ability to focus. Everything in my life is fragmented. Quick text, short videos, headlines instead of articles. Have we lost the art of deep thinking, or is it just me? So you get
Sorry, I
this is
zoned out.
that is a man who is uploads.
I'm quick.
No,
Come
you-
see me live. Bring your inflatable girlfriend. Come on, come on down. We'll see you separate. We'll have a seat in between you all. No small talk. Don't worry, money's not going to charity. Come to my live shows. I need someone to come. This is a really good one. I think this is a genuinely interesting one. I'm trying to work on some stand-up at the moment about. I think it's genuinely wild that we don't talk about how much everyone's lives have changed in the last 20 years because of smartphones.
Yeah.
Like that you have something that you just check constantly throughout the day. Like my screen time is insane. Like I'm spending, part of that's like working, something, emails, WhatsApping people, part of it's editing and stuff. But I'm spending like 6-7 hours a day on my phone. And some of it may be like watching something on YouTube or Netflix, whatever. But still that's insane. That a quarter of your day is just on this phone that 20 years ago didn't even exist. So it's mad. I actually don't know what we do with it. But then I think also it's like diverging, isn't it? So you either have like super short content that you just consume, or people are watching like 2-3 hour long documentaries and your podcasts and stuff on YouTube that just have that on as well. So I actually don't know where this goes. But what they got to focus on? You know what I mean as well? Why you working in recruitment? You don't have to focus on stuff now.
They don't work in recruitment. My audience are intelligent, mate. Come on.
Oh yeah, true. I'm more thinking about your staff.
This is more like investment.
Jack definitely recruited for something. I'll tell you that, mate. He was definitely recruited for something. I'll tell you that. You look like you get it, brother.
You know what the white man is facing.
So, but yeah, how do you have anything? Do you have any mindfulness stuff, Francis? Do you have any things where you're like, right, I'm going to meditate, or I've got an app or something like that?
You may not actually believe this, but I meditate every morning.
No, I can completely believe that with you. You're a deep thinker. You're a deep thinking person, man. You know, you truly are. You wouldn't get that from your stand-up. But you've always been that very thoughtful and also I think very conscious of your being, like who you are in this world, and like you know how long you're going to live for and what you can do in that time and all that. I think you've always been like that.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
there you go. But I meditate every morning.
3 Lamborghinis prepared, ladies and gentlemen. That is one of Francis's old jokes that I enjoyed very much at the time. Still hits now.
But
you meditate. So when did you start doing that?
A couple of years ago. It's genuinely a game changer. Really? Do you meditate?
No, but I'm happy, so I don't need to. But so how long do you do? The thing that's put me off is the routine. I hate a routine. I hate having to do the same thing every day.
But that's the purpose of it.
Really? How long do you do it for?
10 minutes. You wake up in the morning. You wake up in the morning, and I use Sam Harris guided meditation app, and then you just do that. Really?
That's good. Maybe I'll try it, man. Because I did used to, especially in the pandemic, because that's when you were just like addicted to screens. You had no human contact. The first hour of my day would always my phone would be on airplane mode. Can't touch the phone. And just having that first hour where you actually live, you actually see the sky, you hear what's going on in your surroundings was amazing. But then I don't do that anymore.
No, but then when you've got as many Instagram followers as you do, you don't need to.
You got more Instagram followers than me. All these followers and all that sort of stuff doesn't mean anything. I would say Instagram's changed now. It used to be that it was like an elitist thing of like you have the followers, you have the audience, but now you have to constantly still like compete for audience and stuff. So it doesn't.
Yeah, but all that rich dopamine hitting your lizard brain receptors.
It is good. But then when they take it away, then that's the same. It's same with gigging, same with posting videos. You have a video that gets 10 million views and 1 million likes, whatever, and you're like, this is sick, it's amazing. You're checking your phone, you can't wait to check your phone. And the next 3 videos die on their ass, and you're like, I'm losing.
Yeah, but what is dying on their ass to you?
I don't know. Like if I got like 200k views and like 3,000-4,000 likes on a video, I'd be like, oh, what waste. But that's nothing. Doesn't affect you at all.
Fucking success has changed you.
But this is it. It's all subjective, man. Success. It's all subjective. That's why you got to enjoy the process as much as possible. Whether that's not giving to charity or not talking to people, you just got to enjoy what you're doing, brother.
That is a point. You do actually have to enjoy it. And I'm just saying, I'm losing the ability to focus. The first step of sorting the problem is realizing you have one. That's number one. You know what I really like doing? Switching off my phone and going for a walk.
Oh, yeah, really? Music, you just walk. You're 42, that's an old person thing, isn't it? Just like going for a walk in like a tracksuit.
Yeah.
Walking around the shopping centre.
Yeah.
Complaining about youths. You probably love that, to be fair.
Oh, yeah,
I can imagine that.
Yeah. I'm like, they shouldn't be here.
Yeah. So that's funny because I love a walk, but I have music on, man. I have my music on. My mind wanders.
Have you ever just do it and just go for a walk on your own?
Really? Well, on my own, yeah, but not with like no music.
No music, nothing. Just raw dog a walk. Just like your ancestors used to do, mate.
Ancestors used to do a lot of stuff that I don't do now. Well, maybe I'll have to try it. Maybe you're going to get me into meditating and walking around with no headphones. And you just let your mind wander?
Yeah, just let your mind wander. That's actually how you're most creative. If you
Yeah,
just,
I get that.
If you do some writing or you do some work and then you just wander and just let your mind play,
Yeah.
that's actually the best way to be creative.
That's what they say, isn't it? You get yourself, make yourself bored. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Constant stimulation doesn't make you creative. But
Yeah.
if you're bored, your mind goes to interesting places naturally. But then I find sometimes like I want something on in the background. So then I'll think of stuff. But when it's silent, I think I get two in my head maybe. But maybe I'm just being, I don't know. Maybe I need to do more of that sort of stuff. I do definitely think I need to maybe change my morning routine, like your meditation stuff. Maybe that's what this person needs to do as well. Because you can't just live a life where you're constantly just worrying about phone buzzing or worrying about who's replying to what and stuff like that. And that's the thing, I don't even reply to people as well. I'm just like checking it, just scrolling stuff. I'm not like, I only reply to people once a day. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do. Like genuinely, if you meditate in the morning, just do a meditation, and then you find like at one point in the day, switch your phone off and go for a walk by yourself or go for a walk with a mate.
Yeah.
It's great. And just be like, you know what, I'm going to be...
You got mates?
Well,
These guys, you pay these guys, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Jack will be your mate.
Yeah.
If the money's right, yeah, it helps the cause, brother.
Yeah, I mean, he runs out of this place a little too quickly in the evening for my liking.
Yeah, I bet he does, mate. Probably on the way to a meeting.
And then every time I try and have like a, conversation as mates, he gets a bit awkward.
Yeah, but your matey conversations with Francis, you can hear him trying. You can hear him trying to be invested in your life. So how's that going? It's all right. And he's just thinking, I can't wait to be at home. Can't wait to be at home.
Yeah, he does. It's just like, when you're holding a cat, like a vet's holding a cat, and it's like looking like that, looking for the exit, and it's just like that. Yeah, that's him.
Fair enough. I respect that.
It's obviously a white cat because he's racist. Anyway, have we lost the art of deep thinking, or is it just me?
Well, considering how distracted we were on that, I think that's pretty bad. I think this person's bang on. I think we have lost the art of deep thinking. I think it's something you've got to now purposely go and do. And I think you've suggested a lot of great ideas there. So this person's got to meditate, go for a long walk on their own with no music, raw dog a walk. That'll be your app that you start, raw dogging walks.
Well, yeah. I was actually going to call this show Raw Dog in the Week with Francis Foster, but it was a little bit...
Was that genuinely? Yeah. It's a funny title. But yeah, I guess it's like talking about penetrative sex without a condom. That's what people put in people's mind. Again, another title that wouldn't go down too well, maybe.
There we go.
Welcome to Penetrative Sex Without a Condom. I'm Francis Foster. So I got Ali with me.
Hey, got Ali. We're gonna be talking about love.
Yeah, man. I'm up for talking about love whenever you are, dude. I love it.
Really?
Yeah, I love all that stuff, man. I love just those big human emotions and points in life now. Because I didn't fall in love until 2022. I was 28. It was the first time I've ever been in love with anyone, and
really?
It's changed my life, man.
Really, has it?
Yeah, 100%.
Have you done psychedelics? Is this what's happening?
I've never actually. No, actually, that's tell a lie. I've done mushrooms a couple of times, but it hasn't had a huge effect on me. Yeah. I mean, I've not done a lot. But I want to do like acid or LSD or something. You've done that?
Yeah.
And would you recommend it?
I would actually never recommend to anybody to do psychedelics, not because it's a negative thing, just because it's just very powerful, and you need to come to your own conclusions about the risks involved, what you want to get out of it, because a lot of people do psychedelics because they think that it will solve their problems. And actually what really happens is those people who think like that have never done a lot of work on themselves. So they've got all of this stuff in the subconscious. And then the psychedelics goes, here's all your shit.
Wow.
And then they're like, over 35 years that you haven't dealt with. And you're like, ah!
Shit, man. That's probably why it didn't have an effect on me, because perfect.
Yeah. Or a sociopath. One of the two.
Yeah, one of the two.
Next.
That's for you to find out.
Dear Francis, I think people only want honesty when it's flattering. Again, autistic. The second you tell you something, the second you tell them something they don't want to hear, they call it harsh or negative. Have we become too fragile? Definitely my audience to handle the truth.
This is you. I mean, what a crew this is. I'll tell you what, you're assembling a team here of people, man. What a party this will be.
Yeah.
What a party this is. You've got one person who's addicted to their phone.
Yeah.
You've got another person who doesn't want to talk to anyone. You've got this person who's just going around saying, that doesn't fit you. You're fat. And who was the first person? The first person was the worst of the lot, weren't they? Oh, yeah. Talking about how we need to stop charity and volunteering.
Yeah.
What a crew this is. But this is all about tone. because I think I've had this problem before. Generally, I've had this problem before that I'm from a blunt family. I don't know about you. I'm from a blunt family, right?
Yeah.
We tell each other what annoys us, and like you take the piss out of each other.
Yeah.
And then I, got to uni and I was hanging out with these people who had very like English repressed families where there was never a problem. Me and your dad are just getting divorced. It's no one's problem. No, I'm thinking of killing myself. But it's fine. There's no problem. There's no problem here. Everyone's perfect. It's just shut up. Whereas mine was like, you got shouted at for everything.
Yeah.
But that's why we just expressed ourselves.
Yeah.
And so I had to learn that you can't just tell people what you think all the time. You have to package it in a way. Maybe I'm misspeaking there. You can tell them what you think, but you have to package it in a way that they're going to be receptive to. So a big thing is saying it as a question. It's like, well, why do you think that no one loves you? Rather than saying no one loves you, dude. But yeah, this is that's can be tricky because I agree. I hate the fakeness of it, of just pretending that someone's doing great. And the new phrase that has come to fruition, I hate, which is that I love that for you. Which I think is just saying this. I love that for you. I love that for you. It's just saying to someone that I think what you're doing is ridiculous and I would never, ever want that. But good for you. And I'm saying it in a way of like, yep, good for you.
Yeah.
But it sounds positive, but it's a judgmental thing. I hate that bullshit, man. Like, I also think when your friend is doing something that you want to call them out on, when you don't, I do think you are not working in their best interest. You're being a bad friend.
Yeah.
And again, people don't like that as well. Like in my life, the people who have had mental health problems and like to the point of suicide, like the hardest thing is not going, oh, that's tough. It's where it's saying to them, you're not doing enough work on this, telling them something that's, and a lot of people don't want to do that. They're like, well, he's having a tough time. It's like, yeah, but he needs to start working on it to get better. But you can't just go around telling everyone mean, man. Like that's not fair enough. And also I like the harsh and negative in quotes because this is definitely specifically their partner, and suddenly I'm a prick for saying that I think your sister's fitter than you. Okay, I'm out here speaking my truth, baby.
Yeah.
What do you think, man? Do you think you're an honest person?
Do you know what? Yeah, I think I am, but I don't. I'm in agreement with you. I don't think you should go around pointing out people's flaws because, as Jesus Christ said, take the plank of wood out of your own eye before you take the splinter out of other people's.
Take the plank of wood out of what?
Your own eye before you
Your
take
own eye.
it.
I thought you said arse.
Yeah.
I was like, did Jesus Christ say that? Who's this Jesus Christ from Dagenham?
Yeah.
Take the plank out your own arse before you chuck it at someone else's, you f***ing mug.
You slag.
You slag.
No, but I family, like, we've all got shit we need to work on. There's all stuff that we struggle with. Yeah, all right, yeah, but the point is, so do you. Nobody likes going, actually, do you know what? I thought your ex-girlfriend was a bit of a bitch. No one wants to hear
Are you
that.
talking to me? Or?
No, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, I'm there,
Oh,
and I
she's
never
lovely.
liked her. No, I'm like, whatever it may be. I always thought that we've all got flaws, we've all got shit we struggle with. I mean,
Yeah. You got to be able to take criticism as well. And I think that's where some of these people, where you get ridiculed as well for being harsh or negative, or being, because they're the people who call people out. But then when someone goes, well, you do that, they get very sensitive. And I've, again, struggled with that before. I've found it very difficult to take criticism before because I always just like internalize it hugely.
yeah.
And I always, someone says, oh, you did that bit weird. I'll be like, oh, fuck's sake, why have I f***ed everything up when it's not also the way to do it? I think it's fine to be candid. And also I just think not everyone's ready. Like you might be also ready for everyone to be blunt and honest with you.
Yeah.
That might be the way you like the world, especially
Yeah.
this autistic crowd. You want the f***ing bluntness, factual nature of every conversation.
Yeah.
But other people aren't. It doesn't mean that they won't be receptive to it, but you just have to prepare them. Like, can I be honest with you? Can I say something honest? Is it all right if I say something? It's a smaller phrase of that can actually let you be able to say what you truly want to say to someone because they're giving you their consent. I might have to explain consent to some people on your account, but they're giving you their consent.
It's all right, they're fine. They don't talk to women. It's great.
True enough. Yeah.
You don't need to.
Can't say no if you never ask.
Yeah.
So they're giving you the consent to say something honest. Now, if they get upset about that, then that's more on them in terms of how they receive it because they have allowed you to talk honestly. So I think you should be able to. I don't know about people being too fragile, but you should be able to prepare them. I guess, you just feel like other generations, like your generation, like the older sort of the people who fought in the war and stuff like that. Like, I think they, like you guys, you just would hate stuff that people were saying, but it was just repress it.
Yeah.
Whereas now, if people who are like 10 years younger than me, like sort of 6, 7 year olds, they openly say, "Oh, that makes me upset."
Yeah, I know, it's disgusting.
I know, they're not even drinking alcohol. They should just go. They should just push it down and become alcoholics.
Yeah,
like we had those great men built this country.
It's true. It's true. The other day, I saw a girl say to her mate, she was like, "Yeah, I can't come out. My social battery is low." What the is that? Take a couple of pills and get out there. That's how we did it.
It was, isn't it?
It was.
Yeah, I guess it's funny, isn't it? Because you're like, well, is that a bad thing that they've said that they don't want to do that? But because for me, I'm not like that. I would always be like, you got to do things in your life. Like, what's waiting for you at home?
Yeah.
Like, what you got go and experience stuff. And I always say to anyone who's like awkward with that sort of stuff, just go for half an hour. There's been plenty of things that I've not wanted to go to, whether that's social, but mainly work stuff.
Yeah.
And I just think just go for half an hour.
Yeah.
Right? And if you hate it after half an hour, see you later, bye.
Yeah.
Often I end up staying like an hour plus because you just end up meeting someone or chatting to someone or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't want to encourage people not to be able to just live life and stuff like that. But at the same time, I think sometimes it's all right to protect your mental health.
No.
So I should explain. So mental health as well.
No. It's weak. Fucking weak. I remember there was one comedian, right? He broke up with his missus, right? Okay. And this was Angel. And he came and did a set. Right? It's tough to break up with your girlfriend, if you're weak. If you're a man, you just carry on.
Yeah, exactly. Shrug it off.
Shrug it off, mate.
Push it down. Take care on your kids later.
Exactly. Only when you've
Do you
had
think I want to be with your mum? I had the world.
Yeah, exactly. But make sure to do it after a few drinks so you can blame it on that instead of what's actually going on.
Yeah.
But anyway, and he'd say, like, he broke up with his girlfriend. He was very upset. I was like, all right. So he told me that. I'm like, mate, okay, fine. He went and did a set. He wasn't at it because he found that, he was going through a tough time. And then he looked at me and went, yeah, I'm not going to do the second show afterwards. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he went, yeah, I just broke up with my girlfriend. I'm not really feeling it. I'm sorry. And just walked out.
Wow.
I'm like, no wonder she left you, mate. If that's what you've got, spirit-wise.
Is that what you did in the second show? You were like, we were going to have a comedian.
Yeah.
But instead, we got a soy boy cuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I understand that comedy stuff. I had that first experience about a year and a half ago when me and my ex broke up. I've never been genuinely on stage and been like sad and having to try and make people laugh. It is rough, but sometimes you do have to suck it up as well. And it depends. I don't know if they need the money. Maybe they don't need the money because they don't need to go. So many people would love to not call in from work and be like, I don't want to come in today.
Yeah,
but they need
don't
the
you
money.
learn something by overcoming that negative emotion and realizing that it's an emotion and you're sad, but at the end of the day, it's just a moment. And by pushing past it, you learn about resilience and discipline and the importance of making a commitment.
We're from a different generation, Francis. I don't think they care about that sort of stuff.
What do you mean they don't care? This is making me... What do you mean they don't care?
I don't know. It's like, what is it? I think you should be resilient and all that. But also it's like, well... Yeah, if you're feeling upset, you should be allowed to feel upset, innit?
Yeah, you should be allowed to feel upset. I'm not saying don't feel upset. I'm just saying that you can't
I think somebody's feeling upset right now.
Yeah, I am feeling upset, mate, and that's your fault. You've made me upset. But you can't then go, look, I'm upset. I'm not going to turn up. I'm not going to do work. I'm not going to... You can't do that, can
Well,
you?
that's a privilege. They must have money, right?
Yeah.
Because if you have the money, you can do that.
Yeah.
If you have the money, you can just be like, yeah, this job, I'm going to go. So again, that's a privileged position that they're in. They can do that. But I kind of think, well, they should be more apologetic. They shouldn't just walk out. They should be like, I'm really sorry. I just can't do this. Can I help get someone else in or anything like that? But
I mean, he
can't do
did,
another show.
but that...
There you go. There you go.
No, you can't.
People have to be, you do have to be resilient as well. I do. It's management, right? I mean, we're football fans, right?
Yeah.
I'm not into football that much nowadays, but we're football fans. But the management, every great manager is able to use the carrot and the stick.
Yeah.
And you've got to have both in it. You can't just be like, you always have to suck everything up. But yeah, I do worry because at the same time, like I'm from that generation. Like my mum was like, you just got to go. Like I wasn't a kid who took sick days at school. Like,
same.
No sick days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was never even a concept. When I got to adult life, when I was living with people at uni and afterwards, and they'd be like, oh, I'm ill. Like I'm not working for the next couple of days. I'm like, what? I'm like, how? You just go in. You don't get to be ill. That's not a luxury you get.
Yeah.
But then I don't know with these, because also I think they're obviously not ambitious. Like, look, is this comedian big and famous?
No.
Well, there you go. They're not ambitious. They don't want it.
So they were stealing a spot from an ambitious comedian. That makes it
that's-
even worse.
Yeah, that's the bit that more annoys me. That they should have just gone, I'm feeling shit, and someone else take my spot.
I can't. I get feeling shit. It's horrible going for a breakup. I've been for a breakup. It's awful and it's sad and it's all of those things. But
You don't feel you're continuing the cycle though, because now you're getting annoyed and they're gonna get annoyed and
no, but that's
what does it matter?
That's how I earn money on the internet.
Yeah, I told you I was a hippie, man. You didn't believe me, but I kind of think, yeah, why not, man?
No.
But I do think though that's a luxury that you get by being rich. Like if that person needed that 20, 30, 40, 50 quid, whatever they were getting from that gig, then they would have had to just suck it up.
Yeah,
but obviously they're doing all right.
I also think as well. I think we should. I think it's a white upper middle class thing.
Having money, yeah, I agree.
But no, that like I can't imagine someone who grew up with if I told my Venezuelan mother that I had done that, she's disabled. She would have got out of the wheelchair to give me a f***ing beating, and quite rightly so.
Yeah, but do you think that's right though? Do
Yes.
you genuinely think that's right?
Yes. I don't think Jack. Right? Pretend you're listening. Right? Okay, Jack. He doesn't like talking. You know, he's mainly about the politics.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. He likes symbolism.
Yeah, and so, and securing a homeland for the white race. Now, but if
That's how you got the job.
yeah, of course. So I looked him in the eyes, and I knew he was a fighter, literally. And the great thing is, innocent on all charges.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, there were Jewish solicitors, which he was a bit upset about, but you can't have everything, as I pointed out to him.
What
at the
happened
time.
to this podcast? A minute ago, we were talking about meditation.
Yeah, but you can't. Jack breaks up with his girlfriend. He can't call up and go, "Yeah, I'm feeling a bit sad."
So
We've got outrage content to create.
it depends what life you want, though, Francis, man. That's what it does. Because if you want to be ambitious, if you want to get things in life, like career-wise, if you want to get a great body, you have to be motivated and you have to overcome that and you have to be resilient. But if you're not asked, like my housemate works a job he's not asked. He's supposed to go into the office, he just doesn't, he stays at home. And he likes that. He goes to the cinema, he plays PlayStation, he's got friends, he go to the pub and that.
This is making me angry.
He's probably written in on here, to be fair. but then they're just, if you're not asked and you're able to get the money is the differentiator, and that's where it's an upper middle class thing, in that there's people who are allowed to not work. Like you ever meet comedians who never had a day job? And they're like, oh my God, industry's like I literally only get like an assistant producer job at the moment. It's like I've had tough jobs. Like I was in this writer's room. That's literally the only money I'm getting. It's like, yeah, but you can just live in your parents' flat in Zone 2 in London. That's insane.
Yeah,
like that's so. And they just have this. They can have an entitlement that if you ever had a day job, you just don't get. And it's the same with these people. Like if you have money knocking about, then yeah, it's going to be hard for you to motivate yourself to go out. It's like what's the Mike Tyson quote? He said something about like it's easier to sleep in when you have silk sheets or something like that, silk pajamas.
Yeah, it was a Jack Dempsey quote. Jack Dempsey was a fighter in, I think, the 40s, 50s, and heavyweight world champion. I think he was called the Great White Hope. I can't remember. But anyway, he said it's very difficult.
I thought that was you.
Yeah, that's what they call me, mate. That's what Jack calls me before he salutes me in the morning.
Yeah.
But no, he said it's difficult to get up and go for a run at 5 o'clock in the morning when you wear silk pajamas.
Yeah. But that is it. And then you get those privileged people. My mum always said, wealth only lasts 3 generations.
Yeah.
So they'll be shit. They won't make any money. Then they'll use their parents' money. They'll use that up. Their kids will have whatever, like nothing. And then the cycle, they have to get motivated again.
Yeah.
I think you should. I'm like you, Francis. Like that's why we're here, because we're super motivated people. We live such a controversial life. No one. How few people do this life that we live, where it's like a Monday, I'm waking up, I'm not gonna go anywhere, I'm do whatever I want. Like that's insane. Like we've got that. Like I'm from a nice background. My parents made money, so I'm not gonna say like I had to fight for everything. You know, I always had a safety net. But you only get that if you're motivated, because it's so easy to just get a random corporate job that like can just turn up and stuff like that. But most people aren't like that. Like, you know, just and if they don't want to be, they don't have to be. If that guy wants to go home, let him. But then he's not gonna live his dream, is he? But you might be fine with that.
Well, I'm not, and that's the most
you're not. But you're not. Look at you here. Like, look what you've created.
No, but he's made me angry.
Yeah, that's not hard though, is it?
No, it's
that's not hard.
No.
I could go to shake you with my left hand. You're like, what are you doing that for?
Yeah.
You're not even left-handed. I'll be like, oh, it's a new inclusive thing. I'll f off, mate.
Finally. Woke. All right. Have we got time for one more, Jack, or is that it? We're out of time, you see. So thank you very much for watching the show. Jack's upset now because we've just said it. But anyway.
That was not to time.
Exactly. Ali, if you plug all your stuff, what have you got? Tell the people where you are.
Bro, if you want to come to a place where there's women, come to my shows. I'll tell you that.
That's not a way to get them, mate. They've got all the women they need on Pornhub.
Yes, hey, you got to give that up as well, by the way.
Yeah.
You got to give porn up. I'll tell you that. Life is better when you do. That's my last bit of advice. That's me signing out. Yeah, you can follow me at Ali Woods Gigs, ALI Woods Gigs. I got my own shows coming up. Come to live show. I'll be releasing my next special on YouTube soon, so go check that out. It's all about love, which again might have to have some footnotes in there. But it's
you're going to want to cut that bit. They're not going to want to come to that.
It's on YouTube. You guys love YouTube. What are you talking about? You're on there already. Just click on my video.
There you go.
And so, but otherwise, I want to shout out Adam Kumas. Adam Kumas, you.
There we go. Okay, well, there we go. Nobody knows who Adam Kumas is. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. Just to let you know, I've got a show. Check out my Substack. And I have a show on the 11th of February with the magnificent Leo Coase at Hammersmith Comedy Club. They've already tried to cancel us once, but they can't do it. I mean, they could do it again. We don't know. Anyway, see you next week.